Was YouTube around then?
Wait, let's start.
They probably YouTube that shit.
Yo,
YouTube was around.
Make sure that's wrong there. Yo, hold on a sec. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Phuck with Philly, live from South Street with your host, MC Alley, Rondo in spirit because he's out again. He's at a wedding. We got Keenan from Limbo. We got two Rest of the Engineer. We got Aaron on the photog, and our special guest today, Miss Winnie. Give it up, guys. Give it up, guys. Woo! We in this shit. Anyways, but we were just talking about, and this is kind of an interesting thing. Do you remember the first album you ever got? Like the first album that you got that you're like, if y'all want to think about it.
I do know.
But for me, I remember it was the Beastie Boys. I don't know why, but my uncle gave it to me. And I remember I had like some other bullshit albums or something, the Beastie Boys. And I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like punk, but they're rapping. And they're white bulls from like Brooklyn and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of like a white bull from Brooklyn. And I was like, dude, these are like my fucking spirit animals. You know what I'm saying?
My first, you're about to laugh. Y'all probably never even heard of him. It was this person named Toby Mac. Toby Mac. He was like a Christian like rock star guy. And my mom's like work friend was like really into church. It was like one song he was like Toby Mac. Hey now. It would be like real shit. And he would just rap about like kind of like not
Wait,
like
Toby Mac would just sing about himself? That's fucked up.
No, he was just like singing about like Christian stuff and like,
oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I got you.
Being a good
Sounds
person.
cool.
What about you, Winnie?
So my older sister is what really got me into music, and I always got like her hand-me-down CDs. She had a lot of CDs. She was super into like punk rock and pop punk.
Nice.
And I remember like she gave me for Christmas Billy Idol. Billy Idol, like
That's a
Rebel
great
Yell.
way to start. That's a
Rebel
great way to
Yell.
start.
Yo,
That's my
that was
childhood,
like
that's
the
my
Billy Idol highlight of my childhood. So hot. I mean, back then, you know.
Were your parents really big into?
They were into rock music.
Okay.
Not so much that area, but I remember that was the first album I got. But the first album that I like personally got like for myself was Channel Orange, or it was either that or 19 by Adele. That's Adele's first album, and that's what got me into soul music. So that's like big for me. Both of those.
Soul music. So would you say that's your? Oh, so anyway, so Winnie is a musician out of Philadelphia. She performs all over the city, and she's an artist we wanted to bring on here because we like the style, we like the vibe. For you, like, what would you say? Like, we're just talking about that, but like your favorite genre of, like, you feel like. I feel like some people feel connected to a genre of music, and like you know somebody, you could sense they like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you're that.
Yeah.
So like for you, what was it like? What
I would
is that,
say like soul and funk and jazz.
Fuck
Jazz
yeah.
singing will always be like a huge influence, no matter what type of music I make. Like it's sort of jazzy because jazz music is what made me want to sing in the first place.
You found that on your own, or like who got you into
no, I'd say Adele got me into Amy Winehouse. And Amy Winehouse's first album, that's my queen.
I have a picture. I swear to God, I have a picture. I'll put it right here in the video. But it's me, Sorrel, and Eli, and I'm wearing an Amy Winehouse shirt that's like a print of it. I think personally, she is the best soul sound of all time.
Yo,
I love Aretha Franklin. I like
it.
Nina Simone, but I think Amy
Nina
was
Simone
like
too.
the way I love Nina. I feel like she just changed the style of.
And she didn't give a fuck. That's what I love
I'm
about
saying.
her.
And she was like the first.
Neither of them did though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And what I love about Amy, man, is like she didn't even. It's almost like she wasn't trying. She was just staying up there. She's just grooving a little bit, and she just can go. She can go high. She can go deep. It's like her voice is like a universal type of. It's not alto. It's not deep or nothing.
It's like a real instrument.
Yeah,
a real instrument.
Like just her alone, you don't need nothing.
For
So
sure.
was it just like Amy Winehouse? And
No,
Adele?
that's when I realized, like I guess at that point, like I sort of like knew about jazz. Like my parents weren't big jazz listeners, but the jazz band director at my high school, when I was like a freshman, like heard me sing, and he's like, "You need to sing with the jazz band," and I sang "Feeling Good."
Nice.
It was the Michael Bublé version, but I knew this Nina Simone version, so like that's more so how I sang it, because that's the better version.
That's what I'm saying. She hits all that shit.
But I remember some people were like, "Your voice is so good for jazz," and then I remember like listening to Amy Winehouse, and that wasn't really what I typically like found in jazz. And I was like, I feel like jazz can really be whatever I want. Like there's so much beauty in improvisation, and I love
There's a
groovy
groove
stuff.
to
There's
it.
a groove to it, exactly.
But it's funny. It's right when we were
It's
listening to it.
universal.
Remember the first time we listened to like one of your tracks, me and King, I was like, she has a. I said exactly. I was like, she has like an Amy Winehouse type voice, because you can go all over with it. So when did you first like start getting into? Just like into thinking or start singing. I mean, I know people sing when they're young. I mean, that's a hard question. I probably started singing when I was
the rundown
in the shower,
is,
but you know,
my older sister would play. She's 6 years older than me, so it's like a pretty big age difference. When I remember being like 8 years old, and my sister would play her guitar, and like she would always write songs, and that was like so inspiring to me. And she would always force me to sing with her, basically. Like I didn't think of anything of it. Like I didn't think I was that good. I remember, but like no, she taught me to harmonize. She taught me how to do all that stuff when I was like really young. And
shout out your sister.
but
yeah,
shout out to my sister, because my parents aren't even artists.
Was she close in age with you or anything?
She's 6 years older than me.
Okay, you was weird sometimes. I feel like I have like an older sibling too, and I feel like I learned more from, I don't know, like when they're like that different, because it's almost like you live a life older than you even from that. I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like even those little things, like you become more grown when you're younger because your influence is grown.
Right.
You know? I feel like some people when they have like just friends and shit like that, it's like a different vibe.
And I feel like from being so close to my older sister, I naturally gravitated towards older people, and just like being around them all the time
jazz
taught me a lot.
Right? I mean, jazz is tends to be an older.
Me and my
older
sister
thing.
listened to very different music, but I know she was like definitely the first person that like really put me onto it. And then I joined. My parents were like, we went to church every Sunday, so they were like, you have to either be an acolyte and like hold a cross the whole time, or you can be in the church choir. And I was like, I'm gonna sing in the church choir. So choral music will always have an influence on me, even though it's not like what I listen to, because
was it a
I was
Baptist
in the church choir. It was
okay.
no, it's Episcopalian, so it was very like
softer.
Classical church.
It wasn't
music,
like
but I had like a really good director, and she was like, and she like pushed me, Cindy Didakis. Yeah, I don't even know if she remembers me. Probably though.
But shout out.
Yeah.
What was this?
And then
like around what age
probably like middle school, but I wasn't taking singing seriously. And then I'd say like freshman year of high school, I was friends with like a group of older kids that were super into music, and they heard me sing, and they were like, yo, we were gonna make you do this, because I quit choir after a couple years. I was like, I don't like singing about church. And then meanwhile I am in a church choir now, because it's just like yeah, it's not related to a church, but we sing like religious classical music. It's called Epiphany Singers.
Are you religious?
Yeah, no, I'm not, but it just,
I think
there's part of me that just wants to be doing that, because I always did that, and I had an amazing choir director in high school. So I joined in sophomore year of high school is when I joined choir, and then I joined like an a cappella group, and that's when I really started getting into it. And then like probably end of junior year, I was like, this is what I want to do.
But yeah, my bad. I was just going back on the religion thing. We talk about this a lot too, and I feel like sometimes you don't got to get into the logistics of what every little thing is in something. I feel like just like good vibes, learning things. Do you know what I'm saying? Even being around people that just have like hopeful people. You know what I'm saying? It sucks being surrounded by people that are like, man, this all sucks, or fuck this and fuck that. Because then it's like everything you do, you're just like, all right, I guess to fit in, I got to start doing it. You know, you just kind of like even these religious people, like, it's like people want to shit on religion and stuff, but like I met some really nice motherfuckers that are religious as hell, and they work hard. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Totally respect it. I think that religion makes people do a lot of bad things, but I still definitely don't think there's anything inherently wrong with being religious. I just think the way people practice it can often be wrong when it comes to like forcing your views onto someone else. Like you're wrong. Because at the end of the day, no one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm going off on a tangent.
No,
but at the end of the day, I believe nobody really can know. Yeah. So what's the fucking
And what's funny is, the funniest thing is like, and I think about like this, it's like we're all like the three main religions, which is like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, right? Pretty much it's like, they're like all brothers. Because they all believe it, like in the grand scheme, they all believe in the one God, So like, if the whole thing is like, if God or like our dad, think about like a dad, right? Sees us all like killing each other, you'd be like, the fuck are y'all doing? I fuck with all y'all. Relax. Stop doing all this shit. What is wrong with y'all? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, really
when people are killing each other in the name of a religion.
Yeah.
It's like, that's even weirder. It's like, y'all all are like, this almost basically the same thing, but y'all call it different names.
Yeah, South Park talks about it. Shout out South Park. That's my fucking Jesus, man. If there wasn't South Park, I don't know how. Like, it just gave me creativity. Oh, dude, and just I don't know. It's just so smart. Everything they fucking do. But they talked about there's a thing like Carbon froze himself, and he wanted to play the Wii or something. And then fucking in the future, no one believed in like religion. They're all like, we're all atheists. And then they would have wars with different names of groups that were atheists. You know what I'm saying? No, we want to be the atheist in Einstein. And they're like, nah, I want to be the atheist, whatever. And they're like killing each other. And Carbon's like, what the fuck? Y'all believe in the same shit? And they're like, nah, you don't get it. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking silly. I don't know. Silly. But anyway, so you're in high school, you start taking it seriously. Was this like, you said you met these people. Was this like an in-school thing, or is this something like you just knew a group of people? And was
no,
like,
it was in school.
Okay.
I switched to a private school. I went to William Penn Charter School in East Falls.
Oh, cool. Penn Charter. My buddy went to Penn Charter.
Yeah, it's in East Falls.
It's a good school. Penn Charter's a cool school.
Yeah, it's a great school. I'd say like I went to a public school before that, and I mean I enjoyed that too, I guess. But I never really enjoyed school.
But let's keep it real. If you have money going towards a school that wants you to have a good education, that's why a lot of these schools need more. You want the hoods to be fucking getting better. It's like, fix the fucking school.
Fix the fucking school.
But anyways, yeah, sorry. I was going off too.
What was I even saying?
No, you're saying you went to Penn Charter and you started joining a group.
And my friends who were on the same bus as me, I met them through the bus. They were like a few years older than me, and they were like in a singing group, like in choir and stuff, and they were like, girl, you have to do this. And they convinced me to like do the musical. And yeah, I guess that's when it really started. Like, shout out to them.
What musical?
Shout out to like Caesar Centeno, Zoe Moscovici.
How'd you get into like when you start like doing shows and stuff like that? Like when
doing shows? Yeah. Like in Philly? Yeah. Last night was my first show.
Oh yeah?
It was my first show.
Give it up, guys. Give it up. Yeah. That's always the hardest one.
I was so sick, but
it's always the hardest one.
You know.
That was your first show?
Yeah.
Yo, I saw the clips. You look natural and shit. Yo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
People said they didn't believe it was my first show.
So that was your first show with your music. But you've been in front of, I feel like you know how to be comfortable in front of a crowd, though.
I had performing experiences, but
that's different. Your own
I've
thing.
never performed an original song live before last night. Yeah. Like, but before, I don't know. I was too afraid. I was afraid of how people would receive it. Mm-hmm. But once I just said fuck it, like make it. I'm just gonna make it about me, and I know my energy will be enough if I make it about me. Like, it felt really good, and I was nervous that I would like freeze up. Obviously, it didn't go as planned. Like I was still nervous, but you know, the more comfortable I get on stage, like, you know, the better it will get. I know that.
It's like riding a bike.
Right. It's like riding a bike. Right. So I've always done like, I did musicals, and I did like a cappella group performances and stuff. So I did a few solos from that, and I guess, but I don't think I really got like into the performance then, because I don't personally like doing most covers. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's certain ones that I'm like, yeah, this really works for me, especially if I put my own twist on it, like, but like there was a lot of pressure to sing it exactly the way the song goes, you know? That's like how everyone did it. And I guess, I don't know, I'm very self-critical, so that I would definitely be really in my head doing that type of stuff.
But honestly, sometimes being the most self-critical is better.
It's better. It's how you progress.
Like, you know, like you're not blind to things. Right. And that's the thing. A lot of artists get blind, like, because everyone's like, yo, this shit's dope. When really they drop like a shitty ass song. And I feel like as a friend sometimes, it sounds kind of shitty to say, but sometimes be like, I like that vibe, but maybe something else. Like kind of send it in a different, just to help them. Because sometimes you could become blind in your own art. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be like, right, this is beautiful, this is awesome, and someone could be like, or you could do this, maybe that, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely keep the friends close who will tell me if it's shit. Because everyone makes songs that are shit sometimes. Everyone makes arts that's shit. Everyone makes stuff that's shit sometimes. Like the most important thing is that you're making it, I feel like. And you want to keep people close to you that will tell you what you want to share. Like, I mean, it's really up to you what you want to share, but yeah, people who are like constructively critical.
That's important. We were talking about that yesterday. Like you were saying, like you gotta like learn to like accept those like criticisms because like you knew that was gonna help you grow.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, like when people, cause like Yeah, like when I first started making music, I wanted people to tell me like, yeah, this is cool, because I wanted to like feel good.
You make music?
Yeah, like
We all do.
We all do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's why we wanted you on. Like we
cool.
started having more like people who make music.
Usual Suspect dropping in 3 weeks. So
Ooh,
check it
Usual
out.
Suspect.
Yeah, mixtape John. But anyways,
But yeah, when I first started, it was like I want people to say like my stuff was good. You know what I'm saying? But like after a while, it was like I was getting tired of that because I was getting critical of myself. And when I would show somebody something that wasn't finished, they were like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "It's not great. I kind of want you to tell me like where I can actually fix."
Right. That's how I feel. Like I'm always like, this is what I think I'm gonna do. And my friend's like, okay. I'm like, okay. I told you because I want to know what you think of it.
So I got this cool ass story ready. So I went to Monco, which is like Montgomery County Community College for audio engineering, right? And they had this dope program. Thank God I went there because I was gonna go to like Full Sail or some other like audio school, but I would have been in debt for the rest of my life. So I was like, fuck it, I'll go to Monco. And there's a guy that worked there, Dave Ivory, shout out Dave Ivory, who like we didn't know what kind of legend he was until we're like hearing it from other people and shit. And we're at this place Sigma, which is like this big place in Philly that used to have like everybody. But and then I interned at this other recording studio with this younger guy who's a drummer. And he was like, oh, where do you go to school? And I said that. And he was like, do you know Dave Ivory? And I'm like, yeah. And he was like, dude, I fucking hate that guy, but I love him so much. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, I was in a band, and we were really successful. We finally got a deal at Sigma, and David Ivory was our engineer. Mm-hmm. And he said, we were playing, and Dave Ivory was just sitting there shaking his head. And then he comes in, and he goes, the drummer, like, try a little harder for me. And he's the drummer, the guy, like the engineer that's telling me the story. And he's like, all right, man, yeah, I'll go a little harder, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing it again. He's just sitting there, like kind of laughing, and he's like, and he goes, hey, man, like, I'm sorry. Like, I thought you guys wanted to, like, work, you know? And he's like, the drummer still. And he's like, dude, I'm trying, man. Like, I'm doing what I got to do. Like, I know I'm good and shit like that. He's like, all right, yeah, sure, whatever. And then the same thing. And he goes like this. And he's, like, laughing. And then the fucking drummer, he was like, the guy telling the story, he's like, dude, I'm fucking pissed. I throw my sticks down. I'm like, you what? And he's, like, sitting there. And then Dave Ivory comes in. He's like, yo, let's relax. Let's walk around. So they walk around. They smoke a joint. And they're like, you know what I'm saying? They fucking show some rooms. And they come back in, and he goes, all right. And, like, everyone walks in the room because, the room separate with the booth and whatever, right? And, like, he was like, hey, can you stay back? Like, David Ivory said that to him. And he stays back, and he was just like, all right, so I need you to stop playing like a bitch. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me? He was like, I'm serious. Stop playing like a bitch. And then he said he went in there and fucking did, like, the performance of his fucking life.
There you go.
And D.I.'s just clapping, and he was like, there it is. That's all I needed. And then they listened to it, and they're like, that was perfect. So it's almost like when people are a critic for the right things, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of an asshole way to do it, but...
I mean, that boy, he probably saw something. He probably went... The thing about criticizing, like, you won't... Potential, yeah, exactly. You're not going to, like...
So they want you to be the best version of yourself. They know what you can be.
And we've all been there. You hear someone say, I could be a singer, and it's just like... And you're like, yeah... Keep trying. Like, you have no, like, criticism. You can't just be like, start over. Do something else. Don't do it. You have to be like, I like it. Yeah. But when someone's, like, really, like, someone's actually, like, good, and you're like, oh, shit, like, you start thinking of ideas. It's almost like you're creating a business for them almost. Like, oh, you could do that, or you could do this maybe, or you could try this shit out, or something like that.
Something you want to see blossom.
Yeah. So with music, though, you said, so you started, and you wanted to kind of branch off into your own thing. Were you always writing? Or was that just something that came along later?
I used to write songs when I was younger because my older sister influenced me a lot. And then I feel like I kind of switched to poetry from like middle school to like sophomore year of high school. Like,
that's writing for sure.
I switched to poetry. I wouldn't do it a lot, but it was something I always like kind of did on the side. Like, I never paid attention in class. I'm so ADHD. I would always be like writing poems and stuff or drawing a picture. Yeah, so that
should be.
But then I kind of switched back into songwriting, like end of high school. But I had a lot of trouble finishing stuff because I wouldn't like. You
think it's another tune for something
right,
else, and you're like,
right?
Oh,
just so many ideas, and like I don't know which one I want to work on. And I'm like, oh, I want to do something new. So it's a skill that's come not until recently to actually like get stuff done.
You said you did your like first single last night?
Everything I performed last night was unreleased, so I did 3 songs. Yeah. Yeah. So they were all unreleased. They're gonna be released pretty soon. And the process, one of them is a beat that I made. Look, Well, the one song I made the beat for, like I produced that all myself on my SoundCloud. I Never Made Love. I did that one like in my dorm room. I went to Temple for a semester, and that's it.
That's where I go. Shout out Temple.
Oh yeah, shout out
Dope
Temple.
fucking
Shout out
school,
Temple. I showed it to a few people and they were like, "This is still awesome." And I was like, "I'm gonna just release it." Like, and I know that I don't like my beats a lot, but I know that right now I'm the only person that knows how to get that sound. Like I've been struggling to find that, so I'm learning. I'm learning and I'm still releasing it because I know like the growth is a lot. Like I'm not gonna grow from it if I don't just accept what it is.
It's definitely hard. Like making your own. I make my own beats and I try to like rap and stuff over it. It's hard because you're like, I don't know, like you're like when you make your beats, you're critical of it.
Yeah.
What's like a baby?
So it's hard.
But it's very fun to me. Like
yeah, and it's hard to like make a song when you're always critical.
right.
Like,
I really want a band and I can't like play piano, so I just have my mini keyboard. Right. Like that's what I do.
You just fuck around.
And I have my mini keyboard and my headphones, and
That's all you need.
yeah, it's all you really need, and it's fun.
That's a full band.
But
now,
I
which is
but I
cool.
definitely want a
like some
band.
musical minds. Kind
So
of
like when I put this stuff out, it's kind of like if I had a band doing this and could make it less of like a loop, like just a repetitive loop, without any other like things added in. You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what I would want ultimately is the band. That's
So-
what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So like, when did you really start like writing your own? I guess was that more recently, or is like I mean like I feel like for the music that you have now.
For
like
the music
that,
I
guess
have
that was
now,
a more
that
recent.
was pretty recently. Like
Yeah.
it was in the fall when I was like, all right, Tigris. That's the name.
how did you get that name?
I love tigers. They're my favorite animal. And also I feel like a river. Like that's something I like just relate to is a river. Like I never stop moving and changing. And I feel like everyone's like that, but I just think rivers are beautiful. And the Tigris River, there's a river called the Tigris River in Mesopotamia, I think. Yeah.
Tigris. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not good with
It was
rivers.
just I just liked it. Like it just came
I
to
know
me.
there's Mississippi,
Mississippi.
and that's fucking it. That's the
I
only.
know-
Or
I know
Sus-
the- I know Delaware.
Schuylkill River,
Yeah.
the Hudson, the Jersey Shore. Is Jersey Shore? No,
That's not. That's not.
That's not a river.
All right, whatever. There's probably one fucking river by the Jersey Shore or something. But anyways, so like for the shows and stuff, have you so you just did your first one last night,
Yes.
and do you like to get involved in that kind of stuff? Do you just go to like open mics, or did
I've been trying to go to
read out
more.
shit to somebody kind of thing?
My friend is the DJ that hosts that event, and she was like, "I need you to perform." So, DJ Young Cat, shout out to Young Cat for that opportunity.
Shout out
I
Young
feel like
Cat.
she's opened a door for me.
But anyways, but fucking so were you from Philly, or did you move into
I'm
here?
from Montgomery County.
Nice. From the
That's
county,
where-
just like let's give it up to the fucking county, dude.
Shout
Fuck
out
y'all.
Montco.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Fuck
Check,
y'all.
Check.
When did you move to Philly? Like
Like
Not that long ago. I'm
August,
guessing. August.
and I live in North, like right near Temple.
so how do you feel? Like you feel more creative since you moved to Philly?
Have you met some
Yes,
minds? and
I've
things?
met a lot of. It's crazy. I feel like, as much as I loved my high school and stuff, like it was a very narrow vision of success, and I felt like I had to do things one way, and I feel like people didn't really. I have some people that really believed in me and pushed me, but I feel like I didn't meet as many people that were like, you need to be doing this, like don't stop, like, and I feel like I'm seeing more and more of that. Yeah, because I'm meeting a lot of artists.
Cause that's weird. We're from Monco too, and like when I started coming to Philly, like I never felt like that like love. You know what I'm saying? Like people from our area, they're just everyone's trying to make music, and it's just like no like direction. But I came to Philly, I felt the same way.
I mean, there's so many different people in
Yeah.
this city. It's like
It's
like-
inspiring.
it's like imagine going to a small fucking school. That fucking sucks. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying?
went to a small school.
Well, listen, I was about to go to a small school, which is like Jenkintown. Fuck you, Jenkin. No, I'm just playing. I live in Jenkintown. It's cool. But anyways, but like they have like 6 kids in each grade. Like there's not like
That's crazy.
you have to conform to that shit. Like if you had like all right, so
That
out of
would drive
6
me
people, if
insane.
you had 5 people that loved NASCAR, like you would have to love NASCAR. Even if you're like,
no one wants to talk about
fuck
other
this thing.
shit.
Exactly. You're like, I have to do this. You know what I'm saying?
That's accurate.
It's like, that fucking sucks. And then, what kind of sports teams do you fucking have? Flag football or some shit? The fuck? Fucking, like, 3-man football. You got, like, 3-man games and shit. You got the whole grade playing. The fuck?
All school recess. All school gym class.
Yeah, you're playing with
That's the
fucking,
only way
like,
you'll have enough
6-year-olds
players.
and shit. But, like, ugh, I got a fucking burp. I'm drinking like a motherfucker. You know what? Shout out Philly to all the food, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I fucking love about this city, man. And just diversity in general. You know what I'm saying? I can go to a halal spot whenever I want.
That's true.
I can get the shits
I love
whenever
halal.
I want. I can get whatever fucking... I can get a shitty slice of pizza one place, and I can get another shitty slice somewhere else. And it doesn't matter what time it is. I'll always get it done. I'll always get it done. Shout out GoPuff, because that's our Philly made, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, right.
Uber
GoPuff
Eats,
is
or what is it?
delicious.
Postmates?
Yeah, Postmates is lit. Postmates sounds like a dream job for me, honestly. Yo. Running around the city and just dropping off people's shit.
Postmates sound like secretive, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You think, like, they got secrets in there. What if every driver was like a Snapple cat? And you're like, yo, and you have to, like, solve a riddle? Yo, all right. Remember
Like shit
Lion's
like that.
Heads? Remember Lion's Head, the beers? The one thing I love about Lion's Head is everyone has a riddle. It's awesome. Like, when I'm drinking, if we're all sitting around drinking bored as shit, someone just opens up a new beer and they're like, yo, bro, like, fucking, what does the brick say to the octopus, you know? And everyone's like, huh, what does the brick say to the octopus?
I love Snapple facts. I heard half of Snapple facts are false.
Yeah, I heard that
Really?
shit's bullshit.
They just make it up. Yeah, that's kind of
I'm pretty sure that was a Snapple fact, too.
Most of these
Like, yeah.
Snapple fact number 598.
Isn't that false
None
advertisement,
of these
though?
are true.
That's false advertising. Like, if someone was saying me that, it's like, all right, remember, you didn't come once, but I went to Bamboo's when I was like a kid, and we got robbed by this, because I
Wait,
was in
where?
like 10th grade. Bamboozle was like Asbury Park.
Asbury Park. I heard that shit's hood, bro. I heard Asbury Park is hood as fuck, yo.
All right, it was like this. It was like a Disney hood, because everyone was so nice and jolly, but it was definitely the fucking hood. Like, all the crackheads are all like, hey, man, have a great day. And I'm just
Crackheads.
like, thanks, man. But he's like, can you buy some waters off of me, though? Like, I got iced tea. I got popsicles and shit. And I'm like, I'm good, man. He's like, all right, I love you. I'm like, thanks, man.
Damn, this is like Disneyland.
And we're walking. We're like, all right, dude, everyone was positive. But then one morning, hypothetically, I guess, right? Anyways, but we did some, like, you know, some shit, you know what I'm saying? And we're strolling around, me and my buddy, because I fucking lost. It was 2 days and I lost this wristband, right? And fucking.
I think it's kind of important to say what you did. I know it might be.
I did a bunch of blow. I wasn't, like, doing heroin and shit, whatever. Yeah, sorry.
Didn't you do peyote that day?
Now was a different time.
What's
That
that?
was-
Wait, what did you do?
All right, another story. But let me finish this one real fast, right? So anyways, this is the false advertisement shit, right? We stayed at this spot. It was the shittiest motel of all time. And this dude was like, because he knew like 6 people were in like one hotel room, he was like $500 a night. And like, because we were like kids and we were getting fucked up at the hotel, we're kind of like, fuck, I guess. Because if not, we had to like having a parent or someone that's 18 and all that other shit. So we let us stay there. But the thing is, like, on the fucking sign, it said color TV, and none of the TVs had color on it.
Wow.
I said, why do you even fucking advertise that? Yeah. That's like cheese pizza, and you walk inside, and it's just like all margarita
cheese.
pizza. It's all red slices and shit. You're like, the fuck is this?
You're like, hey, this is tomato pie.
But with peyote, so it was another time. I think we just graduated high school because it was the first Made in America that happened in Philly. Shout out Made in America, dude, for putting Philly on the map. The sports teams, all the things, man. It just seems like it's just fucking cooking, man.
Everything's coming
We just
together.
barely getting started. Everything's just pouring in. Right outside the art museum, that was dope. I was sitting on a fucking like street, like a street light and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you could climb up and like sit on the little joint that's like stop and the little walking dude. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but me and my buddy, he had this really sketchy brother, right? I'm not gonna say his name. What's his name?
I see him. I'm not saying his name, but this guy is a character, man. He's like a candy. He's like a candy kid.
Sketchy dude. He was weird though. You know what I'm saying? But he always had like a bunch of drugs and shit. So he gave. He was like, I got the. You're going to a concert. We're like, yeah, you know, what should we take? You know? And he's like, oh, I got this shit. It's like it's Molly. And we're like, oh, we heard Molly's cool. And he was like, yeah, and it's like cut with like peyote. And we were like, what the fuck's peyote? And he's like, dude, it's just dope, you know? And we're like, all right, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we're on the train, and I didn't know this, but when you take peyote, you're supposed to yak. It's kind of like morning glory. So you're supposed to, after you do it, you yak, and then you're just like like just fucking zonk the fuck out.
Why would you do that?
I had no idea what it was. I was like, I thought it was just Molly. So we're sitting on the train, and we both are like feeling sick as shit. And we're both like, yo, are you feel something? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, I'm good too. And we're just like getting like sick as shit. And then we stand in this first little crowd because there was like, you know, there's like 6 different stages. You walk up, there's like a first little crowd, and fucking like we're jamming. And all of them just goes, he's just like, just like yaks all over the floor, like all this dude's like feet.
Oh no!
And this bull's like, what the fuck, like da da da. And he runs around like, yo, I'm sorry, bro, like fuck that guy. And I was like, he was like, da da. And we're like jamming. I'm like, yo, like smoke this Dutch for me because we have a bunch of weed. And he's like, all right, fine, we're like smoking. And then I'm just like, boom, just yak all over his fucking feet too. And then he was just like, yo, like what the? And I just sprint out. And I see Alden, and he's sitting on the side of the curb, and he's like, yo. What the fuck? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, dude. I'm like, oh shit, like, what's about to happen, yo? And I started, dude, it was so weird. It was like, so peyote is like an Indian shaman drug that they take to like, they like bang a drum, they're like, just banging on a drum and shit.
Yo.
Like those like cactus with the flower on it. It's like these little like.
But dude, so we're walking around. This is the funny part.
Like tripping?
Yo, okay, so ready? This is probably the first real like I took acid before, but this is like the real like tripping, like, you know, you take maybe a tab and you're like, I feel a little on, you know what I'm saying? But like this was like, I was like, holy shit. And we're at a concert and there's lights everywhere and shit. It was weird. It was like, so everyone had like a shadow behind them. Like there's like a shadow behind everybody, like floating with them. And some things, like, I would see some people and I think they have, like, a tail for a second, and I look hard and they wouldn't. And I'm just like, okay. And then I'm walking around, but here's the funny part, is that we're on Molly. So we're, like, really happy. So we're walking around, we're like, oh, shit, this is crazy, but fuck it, you know? We're, like, dancing. We're like, scared as shit and walking around. We're like, yeah, but fuck it, you know? We're just fucking chilling.
Yeah.
I feel like that's sick. But I feel like peyote and shit, like, a lot of psychedelics.
I don't recommend that. That's bullshit.
A lot of psychedelics is not good for, like,
and
concerts.
we saw Pearl Jam.
Except for, like...
So Pearl Jam, Kendrick.
I Made in America?
The first one. Pearl Jam, Kendrick, Rick Ross, Meek. We saw Skrillex. Like fucking Diplo was there. It was because they thought they were only gonna do it once. And then I went the next year. It was Beyonce and Kanye, and I couldn't sit through the Kanye joint. I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. He was in like that state where he was like going really crazy.
That was the most fire state.
No. But this was like when he was on stage being like this. He was like, yo, like he would do this, like the beat's about to drop, and he'd be like, wait, stop. And everyone's like, oh shit, haha. Like now we're gonna listen to it. Now we're gonna build up. And he's like, all right, I want y'all to go nuts. We're like, ah. And then he does, and he goes, and then right when it's about to drop, yo, stop it one more time. We're like, yeah, you know, okay. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I need it more. We're like, all right, we do it like even crazier. And then right before he's like, all right, stop. And everyone's just like, all right.
How many times did you do it?
Like 5 fucking times. He did it with a bunch of songs. Everyone's getting mad as shit.
That's annoying.
And he would go on these rants. He'd be like, stop. And he'd be like, you know, everyone trying to hate on you. Like South Park called me a gay fish and shit. And we're all like, what is going on, yo? Like, just do the fucking songs. Like, you're talking about South Park and shit? Like, I just had to leave. I'm sorry. Who's the one artist you've seen the most? Do you go to a lot of shows and stuff?
I try to go to a lot. I don't know if there's many artists I've seen multiple times.
Who's a favorite artist you saw? Or favorite show? That doesn't even matter. Sometimes
it was between Hiatus Coyote. That's like my favorite band. And Moses Sumney. Sumney. Yo, my mind was blown at that. He has such a beautiful voice. It's crazy. And just musicianship in general.
Do you go to like ravey Johns ever and stuff like that?
Not like, I don't like make the decision to go, but it's like I get invited to it sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's good for the soul.
I think it's
at
good
least
for
once,
the soul. It's
once
cool
every 2 months.
It's like,
you know,
the culture is like anything goes, and that's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's like people are just out here doing fucking weird shit, and everyone's like, it's
everyone's
cool.
just naked.
Everyone's just like, I'm
everyone's
tripping,
just
man.
Like, right,
they're just like on drugs and having a good time, like staring at some glowy lights or
There's
something.
always one dude that just stinks though. And then you're like, fuck. And you can't ignore it. You're just like, you're dancing, you have a good time. You're like, fuck, man, what is that?
No,
like,
that's when you know it's
guy?
That's when you know it's
real.
real.
And then you find
him,
and you're like, come on, man, and you want to like buy him something. You're like, dude, just let me buy you
Let me
something.
help you out.
Yeah, Febreze something. I don't get it. Like we've all known like the smelly person, right? Sometimes.
Yes.
And
I
get very
self-conscious. Do you
self-conscious.
walk around just not
That's what
knowing
I'm
that you
saying.
smell like shit? Like,
I get really self-conscious
do
because
you
I always
not
think
know?
I'm like, I walk in a room, I smell like this weird little smell. I'm always like
can you
I'm
not
just like, is
smell
this
it on
fucking me?
yourself? Because when I know when I need to shower, like I can smell it. Like I'm like, oh.
Yeah. It's usually when I'm like relaxed and I'm just like, and I'm just like pooling in my own like fucking shit. You know what I'm saying?
That shit's wild as fuck. Yo, what was that thing? This is random shit. I was trying to ask you when you like talking about peyote. Remember that like you said you had a conspiracy theory about like Jimi Hendrix and all them in the LSD experiments? Or something?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They're all from like the same valley. If you could look that up, can you look that up, Kev? Mm-hmm. Like there's like a Jimi Hendrix and like CIA theory. There's like this valley. All right, so there's this valley that had the doors come out of Jimi Hendrix, fucking who else? Like all these fucking I can't fucking think of these motherfuckers. Bob Dylan, like all these young, like really like against the war kind of people, right? And they pushed LSD.
Right.
But LSD was made by the CIA. So what people thought was what the CIA wanted was to make a like a drug that makes you like, yeah, pretty much just being like yes, like hey, go over here, sure thing, and you go do it. You know what I'm saying? Like almost like a mind control thing.
Mind control drug.
So there's
That's
just
interesting because it frees
that.
your mind.
Yeah.
No,
it did that exactly. That's the thing. They fucked up on that.
I mean,
What does it say?
It's the truth. Someone wrote a book about it, so absolute truth.
What's the book?
The CIA was targeting a bunch of leftists, including John Lennon, Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, and Tupac Shakur. Yeah, which that spans 4 decades of time.
In an area that's like specific to that. I don't know, but what the fuck do I know, right?
Conspiracy supposedly is saying that they were using this to finance the war on drugs. I'm not sure how killing musicians finance the war on drugs, but
Yeah. What I think, like I said, because it was a real thing. You ever see on that movie with fucking what was it, George Clooney, where it's like he's talking to goats? You know what I'm talking about?
Is it
No.
Burn After Reading?
They're not Burn After Reading.
men who stare at goats.
Men Who Stare at Goats. Yeah.
Whoa.
Great movie.
I've
swear to
never
God.
heard of that.
So
but
it's
I would
a
watch
true
that.
story. He was hired by the CIA because he had this really high IQ, and they would make him take LSD, and his goal was to like somehow mind read goats. So he was getting paid by like the government to be like, take these drugs and like figure like mind control these animals and shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's all the stuff, right? It's like who hasn't thought about stuff like that? And the government's just kind of, I'm not saying shit because like I'm not trying to get fucked because I appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, you know, and capitalism's dope. I could try to do my own thing. I could try to do business and stuff. You know?
Why? But I don't know. What do you think? Like, why do you think? Oh, I don't know. Both of y'all. Like, why do you think the government would want to like target like musicians and stuff like that?
Because I have
We have such an influence. Musicians have such an influence on people. Music
at
does
religion.
because it's so relatable.
Look at religion. Almost every religion has a
Like
singing
it just
thing.
dictates the culture so much in
Yeah.
general and what people gravitate towards. So, and if the government wants to control you, artists telling you to question everything, like they would become a target.
Yeah.
Because they reach such a wide audience.
Y'all
Yeah.
fuck with Kanye? You fuck with Kanye?
I really fuck with Kanye's music, and I do fuck with a lot of things that Kanye has said, but I don't know what the fuck I don't know what the fuck's up with the whole Trump thing. Like I I don't see that coming from him, and I'm just like, I don't know if it's all for publicity. Like
I think it is.
I think that's what
He's
it is.
smart though.
He is smart. He's definitely
own
smart.
way.
I think it's really for publicity, and
It's
I
like Kim though.
mean,
He's almost like Kim Kardashian.
I
now.
yeah,
Any
that's what I'm
publicity,
saying.
good
Like,
publicity.
like everything the Kardashians do, like every time like a scandal happens, like that shit is so planned. That shit, they planned all that shit for
Whoops.
publicity.
I had like
Whoops,
a
like,
6-camera set.
They're
when I
so
made
in the
this porno.
public eye, like they can't
Oh my
afford
God,
to just
who
let a
did it?
scandal happen like that. I mean,
I feel like I don't know, man. I think Kanye sounds outrageous, but I literally think it's like some like structure within like the insanity. I literally think he knows like
there's a method to his madness.
For sure. That's what makes him creative. A lot of creative people are madmen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You have to have that crazy streak.
Because if not, like, you have to push yourself past a barrier that most normal people would be like, you're fucking crazy. Like the nights, the days, the hard work, or like the journey up, right? Yo, all right. So great documentary that we just watched last night too, Quincy, which is about Quincy Jones, like
Oh, I
the
think I saw
best fucking. It's incredible his career and everything that he's done. But he has some cool lines in it, and like one thing that I always heard and what I really liked was he heard it from like Count Basie, right? He was like a huge fucking jazz guy back in the day, and fucking he worked with him, and some shit was going on with Quincy, and Count was just like, listen, man, he was like, deal with the valleys, and the hills always deal with themselves. So it's like kind of like handle your losses, handle that down shit, and then because the up is just gonna happen. You don't got to do nothing for that. You know what I'm saying? Just like work through that bullshit.
And that makes a lot of sense.
And also that little poem where he said, when you start something, finish it. And if you weren't going to do it right, then don't do it at all, kind of thing. And
if
that's
you don't
something
see it
I've
going
struggled.
anywhere, then don't keep pushing for it.
And that's the struggle with, I think, a lot of artists, because creativity it's a curse and it's a blessing at the same time. Because sometimes you can almost be too creative for your own good, that you start overthinking things. Because I do that all the time. I'll just be overthinking everything, and I try to shut it the fuck off, because like my mind
Like,
could
it
be
would
a
be
great.
so much easier if I could just conform and do what everyone else does.
Yeah.
But I just can't.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
See, I wish I could lock my conscience in a cage for a little bit, and then when I'm like, all right, I need you to open up so I could like think of something creative, then it's just like boom. But then when it happens, it kind of sometimes it drives you crazy, and people get crazy.
Pandora's box.
Exactly. It's like something like not everything's perfect, and not everybody's perfect either. You know what I'm saying? And especially, I mean, shit. There's politicians that are fucking running like fucking sex trafficking and all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like sometimes what you see of somebody is almost the opposite of them. Like that is like their opposite extreme is their opposite. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's why law is important to know. Like, just because like certain stuff is like law doesn't mean it's morally right. Like when you say like politicians, like that's like the greatest job. Like they're perfect people. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sheep mind.
Or I could be a fucking wolf. I'm not trying to eat sheep though. I mean, wolves are vegetarian, right? Maybe. What the fuck do they do? They probably could. You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say? What was that thing you said? You said there was like 3 types of people. It was like wolves, sheeps, and sheep. What is it? Sheepdog?
Shepherds? Oh,
Yeah. Well, pretty much. There's sheepdog.
sheepdog.
There's fucking whatchamacallit.
Gotcha.
There's sheepdog. There's sheep, and there's wolves, right?
Right.
So the sheep are just the everyday folk. The herders or the sheepdog, they're kind of guiding the way, and then there's wolves that just want to take everything from you and shit.
I feel like that's important to know who that is, and like when you like making music and stuff like that. Cause like there's a lot of people like, yeah, exactly. It's really not, yo. Like I'm starting to learn that shit. Like the more you do stuff on your own, the better you're off. Like you making your own beats, like that's sick. Like keep doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna strive for the best that I can be. Like I remember I'm just waiting to find like the producer that gets me. And I'm like, no, like I should just do it myself, because I mean, especially being a female in the music industry, I speak on this a lot. Like men will always try to say like, come to my studio, like we're gonna make music, but that's not what they want. That's not what they want at all. And I'm so tired of experiencing that. And I'm like, I don't need a man.
Yeah. But also, do you feel like, because that is a thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like being a woman in music like that. Do you feel like, well, especially like the Instagram age and shit. So I feel like people are so bold on the internet that they could just say some shit to you and you're just like, the fuck? Like, do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not a girl, so I don't know. I don't have like girls hit me up like, yo, what's up, daddy? Like, da 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 da. But like, I feel like after a while, it's just like, or even like with photography, I feel like motherfuckers do that all the time. I need a model for a Jolly truck, huh? And then girls always do this, which is smart. They go, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? And if they're like, oh, that's cool, then like it's actually probably a real model dude. Even if you don't have a boyfriend, it's just like they're like, oh, that's fine, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know? But if they're like, oh, you know, they don't really like that, like you know, then you're like, oh, this bull's just creepy as shit. He just wants to actually just take pictures of me and shit.
Yeah, what artists you look up to like right now? Like female, male, anybody? Like
Tierra Whack.
Tierra Whack, yeah, you fuck with Tierra Whack?
Fucking love Tierra Whack. Weird, hype, and creative kids. That's what WAC stands for, and that's me. I'm weird, hype, creative kid. And I love that representation. Like, I remember I saw her live, like before I knew who she was. She opened for Flying Lotus, and it was some of the weirdest shit I ever saw. Like, they threw tampons at the audience. There were some guys dressed in turtle suits dancing on stage, and I feel like no one really knew who she was at the show, and everyone was just kind of like, what the fuck? But like, I appreciate the weirdness, and I appreciate like pushing the boundaries.
I feel that, yeah. I used to I used to go to her shows when I was like in high school and shit, because my neighbor, his name's Eric, he doesn't even make music anymore, it's crazy as shit, but he used to take me like all her shows, and like I swear, like she's so consistent, like she's that person, like the person she acts like on like the internet, she's really like that in real life. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I love artists who can, like, who have like this simplicity down to a science. Like she does really simple stuff, but it just hits. Like, oh, it's so good.
Hit your soul.
It's so relatable. I definitely just relate to her so much. Like, especially with the things she says about just being a woman and like being a powerful woman.
Do you have a
love
favorite
that.
musician?
Do I have a favorite musician?
I mean, I know it's hard. It's like a favorite anything, song or something. But I'm not saying song. Like a favorite musician
I
that
feel
you
like
think.
my favorite song will change a lot. Like,
Yeah, songs are different. I'm just saying like artists, like someone that's like.
artists.
That was a trick question, yo. Because that's a trick question. Because if you're like legit, like if you're into music, it's hard for it to be like, oh, this is my favorite. Like,
Yo, like Amy Winehouse really is my favorite artist, and I struggle to not just want to like do everything she does sometimes. No, because I definitely want to go
That's
my
my fucking girl,
own way,
don't
but
get me
that I
started.
listen to her so much, like she just comes out. You know what I mean?
My favorite song is.
I
He
feel
Can
like so many
Only-
people try to imitate what she does and just can't. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
You know, He Can Only Hold Her. That's my favorite song.
Wait,
He can only hold her
for so long.
The lights are on,
When no one's home, she's so vacant. Her soul is taken. He thinks of what she running from. Now, how can he ever hide when God's so?
And that beat is so hot.
Yo,
so underrated.
dude, Frank. I just need somebody
But no,
who
you're
can
right, 'cause
do
she has a
that for
dope-
me.
She-
Like,
also,
the
what
beats
Amy
on
had
Frank.
was a real fucking band. Like the production in that. Joint,
Yeah, it's all live instruments.
It's
Like when
beautiful.
I put out an album, I want it to be all live instruments for
Yeah.
sure.
There's something whole about that.
Yeah.
You feel it because it's like
And
it's
everyone
like
can
technology.
contribute to it. Like,
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like when a robot does it, it just doesn't. You don't have the heart in it. There's something different. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It seems soulless. It's like cold. You know. When you got someone really like slapping on a bass, or really someone playing like keys, someone playing drums. You know what I'm saying? Like that sound is just like, it's like captivating. You know what I'm saying? She's Amy Winehouse. That's dope because that's. I feel like a lot of artists
Yeah.
should do that because she also stood for. What I loved about her songs was they were almost so real and gritty and grimy.
So
like
real.
she would talk about like give me your Stella and fries, you know what I'm saying? Or she would just talk about like give me your weed, like fucking what's that fucking
Stop
song?
smoking on my weed.
Yeah. Oh fucking I'm not gonna
Tell
keep-
your
yeah,
boyfriend next time he around. Oh, you do
to
know all
buy
the Amy
his own
songs.
weed and
Okay.
don't wear my shit down.
down.
I tell the
Yeah, Jay would give me some more.
Yeah, I could do this all fucking
I'd
day.
rather him leave you than leave in my drawer.
When you
smoke all my weed, man.
You guys
to call the green man.
So I can get mine and Sorrel can get
And you
his. Stop
get
smoking my
yours.
fucking weed, Sorrel.
Yes, Sorrel.
Jesus Christ.
Nah,
bro.
Sorrel actually smokes me out a lot. Shout out to Sorrel.
Oh, really? Because
He-
he never did that for me.
Oh.
Thanks, Sorrel. I know you for a grip. I see how
Oh.
favorites. Fuck that, yo. No, but that's the thing. So Amy, but she talked about shit that was like, and I feel like that's what a lot of artists are good at, and good artists is they're like relatable, right? And it's someone that's like, you feel their vibe. Like it's Amy didn't try, and I feel like a lot of these people. I mean, the next probably greatest thing you might have to say probably is like Aretha Franklin. I would say. I mean, you could say Nina because I feel like Nina had
Sometimes
that's a different.
Oh, sorry.
Like she would talk about fucking like just deep shit that
That's
no one was talking
she
about.
didn't write
back then.
that though. No, Billie Holiday wrote that, I think.
What about
Yes.
Cinnamon? Cinnamon, she wrote that.
I don't know, but her version's so good of that.
Find
Strange
me
Fruit,
kind of hard
like,
to love a girl like me.
I only know
I
Kanye
don't
version.
blame you much for wanting to be free. I just wanted you to know.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Burn it down. It's funny because
Dude, what I
Kanye
was saying
sampled.
was- yeah.
But he missed the best part, which was that horns. Where he
Right.
goes, do what you gotta do. But
But the part, I love you better than your own candy.
Yeah.
That song hits my fucking soul.
Yo,
man. That
I
shit,
know.
Yo, that shit makes me tear up a little bit.
From the very start.
Yo, you ever been to Time in Philly? Been there?
Yes. Yes, I watched him perform from outside the window because they wouldn't let me in.
Need to get a fake.
I do have one. They wouldn't accept it.
Well, we can talk about. We're probably not talking about it here, but I'm just saying.
Oh, you're right.
I was gonna ask you what state and shit, but it's alright. No, but actually, Sorrel brought me. I did his time set too. I was having a hard night, and halfway
cool.
through Sorrel's set, he was just like, "And now MC Alley," and I was just like, "The fuck, dude!" I went up there, and it was actually alright. I cursed a lot. It was definitely not the crowd to do the type of tracks, but it was groovy. That band is fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? Anything they do is pretty fucking sweet. So.
What do they play?
Shout out to
Olympics?
Sorrel, you fucking pussy. But thank you, I appreciate that. That was good. Because I wasn't gonna go up, but he kind of called me out in the middle of the fucking show, so I had to go up.
Yo, there needs to be more like spots like that for people that aren't like 21 yet.
I think there is just
Facts.
open mics. I think
I need to just do them more.
Definitely should, yo.
it's like you always gotta do it's like a house.
I want a live band. I guess they do have them there, right? And you can just like tell them what to play.
And you'd be really good there because you're just singing. For like,
Yo, I
it's
should
harder
just
to
do that. Oh
it's
my
harder
God.
to freestyle. Like if you're a rapper, it's way harder to freestyle with a
Right.
band that doesn't like that kind of knows. Like they did a great job though. But you go up there, and you're like, play something like this tempo, and they'll be like, and they'll start
definitely-
doing something.
yeah.
You're like, all right, I guess I'll freestyle to that. But like if you're singing on it, like they will definitely be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's a cool spot. You have to be 18 to perform there, or not 18? You have to be what 21, I guess, to perform there.
Yeah.
That's wild.
We were thinking if we did it, like I could just stand. They opened the window, so I could just stand like outside the window and hold the mic and be like, and like look in the window and sing it from out there.
Like who the fuck is that? Sorrel's just standing there like lip singing, and really you're just like, da, 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 like just they're like, oh my god, this dude has a
Wow,
beautiful
This
voice.
man is a beautiful soprano voice.
Holy shit, man! Someone get him on something. What the fuck?
Get this
It's
man a
crazy
label.
as shit, yo. Like, man, this dude's got fucking movement, dude. He's got some pipes on him, bro. So, is there any like, what's like a dream collab for you? You can't do Amy Winehouse because rest up.
Rest in peace.
But you could
That
try.
would always be my dream collab, but I don't even know. Let me think.
I would say Alive or Dead, but I know you'd say Amy, so let's just. I guess
No,
Alive. We'll
I don't know if
Alive.
I would do a collab with her.
Yeah, it's hard to outdo her.
I'm
You
just
be
like,
you just be like, do I
yo.
have to sing on this? Why don't you just sing?
Right? I don't even know if I could do that. I'm trying to think. That's a hard question.
Keenan, what about you? While she
Yeah.
thinks. It's 11:11.
My dream collab? I don't know. I like the Fray. I always wish the Fray would come back out and start making like new age music. I'm like almost dead serious. In World Technique.
Even though he would probably shut me the fuck up, but just to talk about some shit, I'll be down for that. That's my boy. Shout out Technique, dude. Drop some fucking tracks.
Yo, I want to
I love
collab
you.
with James Blake.
James Blake. That is
Yo,
good.
he's nuts. He's so good.
Actually, I feel like I'll collab with like a good,
He
like a
just
really good
makes such
musician.
beautiful music.
Yeah.
I want to be on.
Like John Mayer or some shit. Yo, fucking, he plays the Grateful Dead. He's who is he? Oh,
It just stopped
Mamut
touring
was
right
talking to
now.
us
He
about
said
it.
he was like depressed as fuck.
Uncle Mamut.
Uncle Mahmoud. I fucking love Uncle Mahmoud. Yo, shout out Uncle Mahmoud. Yo, if Sabelle or Omar, you see this, I love Uncle Mahmoud.
Keenan went to shout out Aliwan, dude. He's fucking killing in the music scene right now. Fucking, he's blowing up. He's in fucking newspaper
Wait, who
covers.
is
He's
it?
doing the Aliwan.
Oh.
He's actually
Sounds
like
kind of familiar.
he's doing WXPN. He's like headlining it and shit. And fucking I mean, he's been killing it. We went to one of his
Huh?
shows.
What kind of music does he do?
I can't even do it's beautiful, man. Nah,
I love
it's so good.
psychedelics though.
Here's the thing, like everyone that's seen
Psychedelic
him,
is definitely an influence for me.
like everyone that's seen him, it's like it doesn't matter. Like I don't really know any of his fucking songs, but I was jamming the fuck out, even if it wasn't him. Like I'm like, this is like good music. Like this is good.
Right.
Everywhere he goes, it's like and it's funny. Like sometimes he won't be the headliner. He'll be like before someone else, and he'll rock the show. And then someone else comes on. Everyone's just like, fuck.
Like,
what
I don't
happened
even
to
need
the last
anything
guys?
after that.
Yeah, like,
I
you
don't
killed
need
it.
any more.
I'm good. Nothing else is gonna top that. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Real shit. We went. Yeah, that one show we went to, everybody was just like tired out from his. Like he opened up, and everybody was just tired out after. For like, it was like fucked up. Yeah, it was fucked up, man. I was like proud of him because we seen that dude. He's like the epitome of what hard work does for you, yo. We saw him like ever since we were little ass kids. Like
Maybe 20 different bands. And what I love about what he did was he played drums first, then he was a guitarist, then he was a bassist, then he played keys, and then he became the lead of his own band. And he picked his friends from all the bands that he got, which were like the best musicians from each band, and then started his own thing. And it's been fucking killing it. Like that's such a smart idea. It's like just work. That's the thing. It's like a house. Like any kind of like dream is a house, right? You gotta fucking do that groundwork.
Right.
You can't build a nice fucking ceiling without
The
building your fucking
basement
floors or your
first.
basement or the pillars. Like you have to put in that and just get it done. Cause like when you start something, the best thing you can do is just be like, not dwell on it and think about it. Just be like, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. Like now. Like I'm gonna go right now and fucking start something.
You got, and I like how he picked who he wanted to work with. That's important too. Like some people are just out here doing like features and working with anybody. Like it's important to like pick. Okay, exactly. Like
Yeah, because not everybody has a good outcome, and not everybody's. I mean, there's a reason why town is town. It's like not everybody has it.
Right, but also I feel like
people are talented on different
people
things.
can be very talented in different ways. Like, so like people can be talented in very different ways. So like but sometimes you just can't mesh with everyone. Like sometimes your creative processes are just very different. Like
that's true.
And even though like you might both be talented, like you might not be able to like mesh together. Like you might not just flow together. It's the same way with like friendship. I feel like because you have to have good chemistry like musically. I think that's important.
It's like if Ed Sheeran was like working with fucking Lil Baby or something.
He just came out with a song. Ed Sheeran just came out with a song with Meek Mill and A Boogie with the hoodie.
I saw some weird video with Ed Sheeran and Travis Scott.
Yeah, we just listened to a song for
Wait,
what was it? Maybe 15 seconds we were listening to.
All
it?
I know is he took his space helmet off and his head exploded, and I love that. That was cool.
I like Ed Sheeran.
He shot the tape has a feature on every track. Travis Scott, Justin Bieber, Eminem, 50 Cent, Young Thug.
He sold out.
Who?
Let's go.
Travis Scott?
Yeah, let's go.
Travis Scott.
Yo, real shit. What's selling out? What does that mean?
I don't like that word though either. I don't think selling out does anything. I think that's just staying relevant. I mean, there are some things, right? It's like if you were a guy that's like, man, fuck working with this person, and then you end up working with them, then you look like a dumbass. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like if you're just like fucking like, oh, I'm rock and roll metal, and then you become like a Christian singer. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's kind of like, all right, you sold out because you just like did that total opposite. But he's a rapper, and he's not. I mean, Travis Scott does have a singing type voice. What's up?
Did Meek Mill sell out?
No, he kept it real the whole fucking time. Get the fuck. He was not a sellout. That motherfucker is the champ of the city, bro. He came back from. He died. He died against Drake, unfortunately, at that time. I know he did. That's what I'm saying. But he brought himself back to life, and now he has a key to the city. Now he's on like the news, and he's doing like prison reform. Like that's the GOAT. That's the fucking GOAT. Tell me someone else has been through that kind of adversity and came back from that kind of shit. There's memes everywhere calling him Kermit the Frog and shit. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. What the fuck is Soulja Boy? That's not a thing. Name two songs. Two songs.
But yo, Soulja Boy, he had the best year, bro. No, I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I was about to say, yo.
All right,
well, that's what he said.
Who do you think's the next to blow up from Philly?
Rigo. Ooh, I
We
heard
go
about
there,
her.
she go.
Rigo, she go. She's tough.
That's like my favorite.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like the boy Poundside Pop is about to like turn up. He's like a rapper. I don't know. I think he's about to like. He's definitely like one of like rappers doing like different shit and like doing like having like nice quality videos. I feel like it's important to like get like good visual out there for people to see. And a lot of rappers are like good rappers, and a lot of musicians from Philly are like popping. But like he got that like vision. No.
I'd probably say Ali. Yeah. I think he really taps into a market that's not getting touched right now. Like the kind of rock scene, unfortunately, it's just not as big as it was. And he's really tapping into that, and he's doing perfect.
I forgot about Ali. Well, Ali kind of already did his thing, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he's like on the way up. He did where was he at? He was at South by Southwest. That's a pretty
Yeah, he's doing his fucking thing. Yeah. All right, so ready. So we went a nice hour talking about music and shit. So I got some would you rather's, you know what I'm saying? So would you rather fucking be a tree or live in a tree?
Be a tree or live in a tree?
Yeah. Like for your whole life. Like you'd have to live in a tree or be a tree.
Probably but
That's
that would
tough,
be crazy
right?
if I just can I leave the tree when I want to, and that's just like where I live? I have to like stay in the tree the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta be in the
I'm
tree.
like confined to the tree forever.
Yeah, that kind of sucks
I
too.
would probably rather be a tree. I would like lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, I need to get the fuck out of this tree.
All right, how about this? Ready? Here's a loophole.
Like
Here's
the
a loophole.
human mind is too dangerous.
Here's a
for that.
loophole. You can have a hole, so you can like stick your face out, and like, and you
And
have
I can,
these
like talk to people.
you could talk to like woodland critters. You could talk to like woodland critters and shit. You could be like, yo, can I get some honey, please? I'm fucking starving. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh my god, this tree's talking to me. Or
That would make the news.
or you could just be a tree. I don't know. I'm starting to kind of think the whole thing seems
I would
alright. You know
probably
what I'm
just be
saying?
a tree. I used to think that trees could talk like
They
to
can.
each other.
That's
I
what
think-
moss
yeah,
is.
they can communicate through their roots, right?
Through
They
moss.
can
That's what
send
moss is.
emergency signals.
No, moss is actually, if they look at it, it's actually it's like a brain, like the way that like grass will like there's so many different things that connect to a moss, like trees, grass, plants, like just anything. It all kind of connects to there.
Trees are the best.
Yeah.
They give us oxygen.
What's your favorite tree?
Ooh. A weeping cherry tree, or
It's a
like
pretty tree.
like a maple, like a Japanese maple tree.
Japanese maples are expensive.
So pretty. Or weeping cherry blossom. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, those are
Or
dope.
weeping willows are super cool too.
I like palm
They're
trees.
just so beautiful and flowy.
I like palm trees. You know why?
Why?
Because when the storm hits, they just flow.
They just go crazy.
And they don't snap. They bend, but they don't break.
But that's true.
Fuck evergreens. That shit makes me itchy.
Palm trees kill people.
Yeah, fucking coconuts. They're badass trees. They're
Dude, those
gangster
are
trees.
evergreens too, yo.
They're out here
Palm
dropping
trees are
nuts
evergreens.
on people. You know what I'm saying? No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Evergreens are like pine trees.
No, evergreens are any tree that don't like wilt or like go through like. They're like I think palm trees are evergreens. I think evergreens are like any tree that like forever stays green and doesn't like go through fall, right? Like pines and stuff. I don't know. I thought.
Kev, be the tree expert here, dude. I've worked with trees, Keenan. I'm telling you. I used to cut them down. I used to murder trees.
I like that you can see a tree's age inside of it.
Yeah.
That's super cool to me.
And they live like
you
a
can't
long
do
ass
that with
fucking
other
life.
plants.
Use a crazy ass tree. You ever see they're like magnolias.
Ooh,
They
they
look
smell so
crazy.
good.
Yeah.
I love the scent of a magnolia.
Are they? Ah, shit. I was wrong.
Dude, I used to work for Briarbush for like 7 years, bro. I was a nature kid. It was this place called Briarbush. It was like this like nature center. Well, I volunteered my spare time to work in the woods.
Yo, fucking, remember Pegasus? I'm not gonna tell stories about that. Alright, so if y'all don't know what Pegasus is,
Pegasus.
in our neighborhood, if you get arrested, you can either do youth aid panel, which they drug test you, which fuck that, or you could do Pegasus, which is you go to like a mentally handicapped and physically handicapped like academy that like you help disabled kids ride horses and shit, right?
That's pretty sick though.
It was cool, but like, dude, the horses were fucking scary as hell. Like people get it twisted.
Horses?
I seen the fucking horse fuck somebody up. Just
Damn.
back kick that shit. Like those things are giant. Like if it back kicks you, it probably kill
I
you.
used to love horses.
Yeah,
I used to
until you
want
meet
to
one.
horseback ride so bad when I was younger. That was like my dream. I never did it. I didn't know. I did it like once.
You
It
think
was
if they
super
brought
cool.
back
I think
horses,
horses are beautiful.
do you think if they brought back horses, like the world would be no like greenhouse gases and shit? I guess instead of electric. You know, we're doing the
People
electric
can't
cars.
deal with that. Everything's
What if we
so
just
high
had horses?
speed. We can't go back to horses. But we
I can
could
get
create
fast.
a movement and be
I
like,
can get fast.
we're just gonna ride horses from now on.
Ready? How about this? What if
No
you lived
more
in a
cars.
city? If you lived in a city, you have to ride a horse.
Yo,
Would
that
that
would
make
be
more
fire.
sense
But
in
I
a
feel like
city?
people will be getting fucked up by horses all the time.
There'd be shit
or that
everywhere.
people will be like trying to joust each other or some shit.
It's probably
on the
easy
street.
to rob a horse. Like how would you put keys on a horse? Right? How would you put keys on a horse? Like how would you lock a horse up? Some
You
bum
have
would
to
just be
tie your
like
horse up. People are like,
some bum on
I'm
South Street.
stealing
just be
your
like, "I'm
horse,
coming."
bitch. Like,
Build a relationship. So your horse, like if anyone gets on it, it just.
What's gonna kill somebody for taking his shit? Now these horses are killing everybody.
people will probably like ice out their horses and stuff. Super rich people.
Yeah. Or they have
That
like
would
a
be
glass.
hard.
Or they have like a glass
Yeah.
around it. Or they put like an electric cage around it, like when you lock it up. That'd be dope.
That would be expensive. I feel like.
And I feel like horses are expensive, right? You can't just feed it sugar cubes.
I feel
and
like if
shit.
you had to ride a horse,
they gotta eat.
if
like,
you lived in the
fucking
city, a lot of people
meals.
probably just wouldn't have them, and they'd have to walk everywhere,
And no one will be
or
fat.
they'd have to like
No one will be
pay
fat.
for a horse and carriage to take them around or some shit.
Yo, wait, we got any more? Would you rather? Let me hear something.
Yeah, I got a bunch more. But I'm trying to talk about these horses, right? Yeah, because look, I'm just feeling like what goes it? Like a horse has to eat a lot, right? That's a big motherfucker.
A lot of apples and cabbage.
That's bullshit. There's no fucking way.
Dog, you beat down me, yo. You just said a palm tree wasn't
I guess you're right.
I was actually working.
Keenan's been on point today. They just eat cabbages and fucking sugar cubes and shit.
Carrots.
And carrots. And like.
I know horses eat carrots.
All right, I got another one. Ready? Would you rather forever have a fucked up hairline or forever have fucked up teeth?
Forever have fucked up teeth.
Next.
Really?
This is ableist. Next.
Like,
What are you talking
easily.
about, ableist? Like, for the rest of your life, you'd pick fucked up teeth and a fucked up hairline?
How fucked up are my teeth? That's what I want to know. Because if my hairline's that fucked up, I'll just fucking go bald. Like, and if I can't rock it as well as Amber Rose, that's just my life.
True. All right, what about fucked up teeth or fucked up eyebrows? Same thing?
I already have fucked up eyebrows. I filled them in.
No, but I'm saying, like, you just can't ever, like, they're permanently just, like, they look like fucking, like, I don't know, like Super Mario shit.
Squiggles?
Yeah, like.
Remember the
Luigi shit.
squiggle eyebrow trend?
Yeah.
Like that?
Exactly.
That would be rough.
Like some hood rat shit.
Remember the Soldier
I'll probably
Boy
just shave my
eyebrows?
eyebrows.
You just go no brow.
Yeah, I would just like draw it on or something.
That's probably true. I probably picked that, right? I don't know. I got that many.
You
I got
looked
one
up the
that's,
squiggle eyebrow trend. I'm
Hold
dead.
up. I got Would you rather live alone in a house for a month, no technology, no nothing, or live in the Jersey Shore house for a month?
Wait, like with Snooki and all them? What? Why is that even a choice? A Jersey Shore house? Fuck it. I love JWoww.
All right, how about this? Half a year. Would you do half a year with those fuckers? I don't know, man. I might take me going crazy by myself.
Is it that bad? Like,
I don't know. I'm just saying. Half a year of that shit? That might be crazy.
wait, you
I
can't.
appreciate
Wait,
them.
you can't leave the house though.
Yeah, like they don't have technology, but you're just with all the Jersey Shore
Oh my
people.
god, that would be kind of hilarious. I would just get my
And you
popcorn.
can't leave.
Like,
You don't think they would just argue the whole time?
yeah, but I wouldn't get
Like
involved.
fucking seagulls. It's like living with a bunch of fucking seagulls. Like, bah, 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 just fucking echoing through the fucking house. I'll go crazy. I actually might kill all of them, to be honest.
You could just do that.
I wouldn't. I'm just joking. I wouldn't even kill a Jersey Shore.
But like, how would it go if you live by yourself? Like, do you have technology? Can you leave the crib? Like,
He's a no technology.
How about this? I have
Nintendo DS, and that's it.
I got one game. I got
You
Animal
have
Farm.
one game.
I got Animal Farm on there. I might do that. Yeah, one game.
I live in a Jersey Shore house.
Yo,
I guess you're right. They did kind of get it popping.
one game.
They did kind of get it
Come on.
popping. All right, I guess you're right.
You rather live alone by yourself?
Yeah, it kind of sucks. No, I would go
Alright,
crazy.
I mean,
I think you would go.
I would probably pick the Jersey Shore, to be honest.
I think you probably get along with both.
Vinny. I feel like me and Ronnie would rumble somehow. We just don't click well, you know? He would keep arguing with Sammy, and I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Just do what she says, please. Just do it, all right? Just fucking do it. Stop it, Ron. Stop it, Ron. Yo, what's your favorite TV show?
oh my god. I have favorite shows, but it's like technically not on TV, like Netflix original. Can I say that? Yo, this show Dark is so good. This show Dark.
I heard about that. What about you, Keenan? What's your favorite show?
Like right now?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm fucking
Life.
with. I watch a lot of Black Mirror. I watch
Black Mirror's a show.
I didn't like the
show.
third season. It was
Me
like,
neither.
I didn't
it wasn't
either.
good, but first and second had a lot of good.
You watch the last one?
Was it
No,
the fifth season or
Wait, the
something?
last,
Was it the fifth season?
What's the last one?
the last season.
That's the
or
fifth season.
It's the fifth season.
It's because they did that
Fifth?
Bandersnatch.
Wait,
Yeah.
since when? There's 5.
Yeah, there's 5.
Yeah, they jumped up. You got
They did Bandersnatch.
Oh wait, no, I did watch. I know. You're right.
Yeah.
No, I did. I didn't watch. I didn't like the most recent.
I like that John where the homies were fucking on the video game.
Yo, that was hilarious. It's like they didn't say no homo though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shit Aaron be doing. Aaron's like, after that episode, he was like, yo, you trying to get online and shit?
They're like, it's not the same.
Yeah, I feel this for you. We just talking shit and shooting shit. You know what
Yo.
I'm saying?
This girl knew it was up. I knew she knew it was up like the first time. Like, she
Do you think that would fuck shit? All right, so ready? Like in the future, if there was something like that, like a virtual reality, like sex, right?
That would
Do you
be
think
crazy.
people would just not even fuck with?
real sex?
Yeah.
I think people
Probably a lot of people wouldn't fuck with real sex.
No, yeah, because I feel like in there, it's like
People
you
are
can have
self-conscious. You can be whoever you want to be and fuck
Exactly.
whoever you want, like,
Exactly.
and feel that.
And it's
you
like the
actually
exact thing
feel
that
it.
you want. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's not good though, for the brain or
It's
the
not
soul.
good for your like physical, mental health. Like,
Yeah.
not at all.
Because then it's like, I feel like that's how you get started to fucking like becoming
I feel like people
technology.
would get addicted to that shit like crazy.
You become technology. Like, if I could be like a fucking 7 foot, like just yoked up motherfucker, all tan and shit, like, I come back home and I'm like, I'm not that. Like, I might as well stay in that shit. Like, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? And people start doing that.
People just live there. People like,
You know what
this
I think
is me
happens?
now.
We
Yo.
become our own gods, right? So we create a whole other digital society, and we're just the things overseeing it. Just like something probably made us and is overseeing that. It's like, you ever see Men in Black? You know when they're playing with the marbles?
Oh shit.
I haven't seen
That's the
it.
craziest shit.
I
So
don't know how I've been
they're
seeing
rolling
it.
with the marbles, and then fucking it just like keeps zooming out. So the marble was actually just Earth, and it's like an alien that's playing with the marbles. Do you know what I'm saying? And then zoomed out from them, it's like some other shit.
What do you think about the theory that humans are actually aliens or have aliens, like aliens and monkeys, like
Fucked.
fucked?
Yo, I believe
Some
in
asshole alien
so
comes down
much.
and busts a nut in a fucking chimp. What kind of lunatic is that, dude?
And I feel like they gave us psychedelics. Whoa. Actually, I don't actually know what I think. At the end of the day, I am agnostic, but like that's my theory, low key.
You know Terrence McKenna?
I've definitely heard of that.
He's on Rogan all the time.
He said that monkeys. All right, so
Took psychedelics.
Yeah, and they learned
No,
how to
I
talk.
watched that.
And they
It was
learned how to
really
talk.
interesting.
And that's how they learn how to talk. Because they're like,
was
ooh,
that-
ooh, they're like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And they're like,
it
ooh,
opened
ooh,
diff-
ooh. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh. They're like,
Expanded their minds. It
banana,
gave them,
banana. And
it
they're
gave
like,
them
banana,
a
banana.
conscious mind. Like it gave them self-awareness. That's
Yeah.
what I feel like. Psychedelics definitely had a lot to do with it, and I feel like that's how a lot of the early religions were created. Like the
Well, they said-
Egyptians.
Mushrooms, they said. Like, they would, like, in the forest, you'd eat a mushroom.
it's like a mind.
And then you go, like, you get zonked and be like, nah, like, fucking. And then you just be in, like, another universe, like,
Right.
talking to monkeys and shit.
Talking to elves and
Yeah.
shit.
You're like, oh, what's going
It's
on?
like a mind area.
Was that? I think I watched.
Talking to some dude in
Is
a
that the
tree.
guy that
You
did
know what I'm saying?
ayahuasca? Is that the guy who did ayahuasca and he?
Yeah, he did
like,
everything.
And he did like a TED talk about it and
Probably.
Oh no, who? Terrence?
That sounds like
Yeah.
Terrence
I don't know, I
McKenna.
think he probably passed away before Rogan started doing it.
Oh. I
Wait,
feel
what?
Like I know
No.
the name.
Terrence McKenna?
He did a joint with Rogan.
Way back then, that who like challenged like Darwin's like theory of evolution. He
Mm.
said that like it's like a lot of gaps in Darwin's theory. He said that more so he think that.
Theory of evolution.
He
Yeah.
said that like primates found like mushrooms. They were around like an area where like
Shit.
cows-
It grows in shit.
Yeah, cows were like making cow pies and mushrooms were growing off there. And they found studies that monkeys nowadays will rummage through like cow pies because like their shit is like more like lean, and they'll find like berries and fruit, and monkeys will eat out of it.
Remember the monkey that
that happened way back then. They find mushrooms
Yeah.
in the shit. They're just like foraging through shit.
I forgot.
Who was the
mushrooms
monkey-
grow and shit.
Yeah. Who was the monkey that fucking, or the gorilla that had sign language?
Coco. She rested
Coco.
Oh right, rest in peace, Coco.
Rest in peace, Coco.
I remember like
Sweetest heart.
reading a book about that.
Yeah, man.
Coco, she spoke. She said that.
But that's crazy.
She's like the wild seed.
She probably ate some crazy mushrooms.
No. But there was a chimp that also knew. The first one was a chimp that knew how to.
Speak sign language.
4 minutes? 3?
3 minutes.
Well, that joint's working, right? Oh, that guy joint got a lot. No? All right. All right, so last one. I got one more that was on here. We talk about chips and shit. Would you rather have Tourette's or herpes?
Oh my god, I'm not answering this.
It's a terrible question.
Okay, well,
Tourette's is tough.
is there preventative medication for herpes?
We get like flare-ups, I guess, right? That's what people say. It goes away and comes back.
Oh my god.
Or Tourette's.
I mean, you know what? Tourette's, because I don't want anyone with
Yeah?
to think it's something.
All right.
Tourette's.
Tourette's is tough, man. We got a buddy, shout out Jacob, but he's also a mathematician genius, so he's a smart dude. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Same, yeah.
And herpes, like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong if you have herpes, just like.
My bad. I'll just cut this out.
So,
Whatever.
like, it's not,
Whatever. You asked what was on my
random
fucking
last
thing.
question.
I'm just saying, you asked what the fuck was on here, dude. I just had to do it.
You know.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh my god.
But I think to close out, I think what I love about Philly, right, is that you, like, kind of like we said before, like when you come from a place that's a smaller place, right, you have like you collab with only your surroundings. What I like about this city is like just where we were today. We were at an art show. Shout out Amethyst, that's fucking like running the art collective and everything, right? She's running these shows. She's putting people on. It's like you get to really like network in yourself. And that's what I feel like what we try to do on this program. That's where we bring artists on, like Winnie and like everybody else that has been on here, is that it's kind of like just work yourself. You're your own network. You don't need other people to put you on and do your fucking thing. Go chase that shit. Go get it. But Winnie, it's been a pleasure having you on here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been a fun ass time. This is Phuck with Philly. Until next time, kids, we're Phuck with Philly.